I definitely would either try to only expose and spray, or you would paint for the finger. Especially if there's an open wound, a split skin. You know how in the winter, if you play a winter sport, your skin can split and it'll create a little open wound. We don't spray directly into those wounds. So you spray cotton ball or Q-tip and you paint around anything that's got an open wound or an infected nail bed, okay? So we would have sprayed. Then you've got, I've given groups of you, you're gonna share the steri strips. If this is a split skin, what you wanna do is cover the split skin and approximate it with steri strips. Okay, so we have to pretend because she doesn't really have any. But we want to make sure that you crisscross them, or just like on an eyebrow, like if a boxer split their eyebrow, you would go straight across. You're trying to cover up that laceration or that split skin, approximating the two. You could do it in an X. I could now do a couple of pieces in an X, like such, and then layer that way. Okay? Now I've given you guys the newer steri strips. These have all been kind of cut and used. I've given you some longer ones to work with, but depending on the finger, you might not need that length. So cut them to the length that you need and then save the rest so we have it for later. So once we know we've got whatever split skin, broken skin, or nail bed that's an ingrown covered, what we want to do is now cover these steri strips. So I've already pre-cut some hats. Again, they're very small now. You want them to only be just the width of the finger and the length of the tip of the finger. So if I needed to put any gauze or second skin, I would, but typically you don't need that here. You just cover with your steri strips, and then you'll go right like this for the first hat, bringing it all down, and then I would go across for the second. Okay, I could have even made that even thinner for Gigi's finger. I'm going to make this piece even narrower since I know what finger I'm using now. I'm going to do a small, skinny wrap around the tip of the finger. Okay, and then the last piece is, I'm going to make a small one, and I kind of rounded my edges, is to put another hat on top. Now, whether you do one or two, she's pretty covered now. I feel pretty good about that, okay? You always want to think less is more, especially with the fingers. If an athlete has to grip something, feel the ball, or feel whatever club or whatever's in their hand, they're going to want less is more so that you don't take away all their tactile ability. Okay, so even if we went only once around, very thin, and then clip off the excess, you could do one hat one way underneath, wrap around, then the other hat on top, just make sure you go the other direction to make it as thin as possible for them. Okay, so typically we say 2 hats wrap around 2 hats. With fingers, you can do 1 hat wrap around 1 hat, 2 hats wrap around 1 hat to close. There's a lot of variability here depending on your coverage, okay? And that's how we would leave that.